That is how AI is grabbing you and serving you up. What I love is that you hear a lot of conversations saying SEO is dead, but it's really not. It's like the way you did it.
Jennifer Smiga is the founder and CEO of Ultraviolet Agency, a boutique digital marketing firm serving interior designers, home brands, and building product manufacturers. With 20 plus years of experience in strategic content, SEO, and social media, she's built her career on helping brilliant business owners close the gap between how good they are and how well the market understands it.
And I recommend someone kind of does that soul searching, looking at what you do consistently, and they really need to kind of relay to the world those things that they do really well, but online.
I'm Andrea Libros, and welcome back to She Thinks Big. Okay, so let's dig in. I want to know, first of all, just in your own words, tell us your story. What do you do? Who do you serve? Why did you build Ultraviolet Agency?
Sure.
What's the scoop? What's the backstory?
So my agency, Ultraviolet, was started in 2015, and we worked with all companies. We had become focused on digital marketing. Prior to that, I did a lot of communications, PR, events management. I'll tell you a little bit about my background in a little bit. But we decided then to really focus on digital marketing. We had become a HubSpot agency. It was about 3 of us. And that was our specialty in terms of helping people with that digital footprint, how to handle their email, how to automate, how to help their websites get found, how to set up their social media. And then about 2019, I really started to build our network in the serving interior designers and home brands. And that's when I decided to really kind of niche ourselves. I spoke with a VC that I had shared an office with, and he said, you're really valuable when you dig deep and you niche. And there's a saying, riches in the niches.
Yes.
And like really just drilling in and focusing and getting to know your community. And that's what I did. So I was better able to serve the brands and interior designers I worked with because there was this symbiotic relationship. So it's a little bit about my agency. And today we still do digital marketing, but we now have shifted to really focus on AI and classic search. So we do a lot more SEO, a lot of that strategic growth plans that we set up early on. And then from there, we help them to do more of the tactical work. So they could either set their team up for success, or we can do a lot of that work because we've grown to a team of 10. So there's about 10 of us that can now serve people. Yeah.
All right. And listeners, I met Jen through this interior design home space, if you haven't figured that out yet. That's how we became connected because lots of my clients are in that space too. Okay. So I hear my clients in this space and you see them as, you've described them as invisible, right? Like they're kind of invisible to search engines, to their own ideal clients, to their market. And I think this is something that these business owners struggle with because they feel like they're so visible, right? Like they feel like they're so out there. So what does it actually look like to you when a brilliant, talented business owner walks in the door or sets up that Zoom and no one knows how good they really are? What do you see?
Yeah, it really comes down to, there was like a period of time when designers would create what we call today brochure sites. My team calls it, right?
Yep.
They hired someone to do a website. They really aesthetically wanted to focus on their beautiful work, which makes sense, right? They were maybe shy about talking about themselves and who they are. A lot of designers have come from maybe other industries or did other things. I have one client who was an opera singer. So they kind of decided to maybe not talk about that as much, and because they didn't feel it was relevant and they wanted their work to speak for themselves. But now they're realizing, and I'm getting a lot of inquiries for how I can help them, that they're not getting found when someone goes on their phone and they, ask for interior designer near me, or someone that maybe specializes in mid-century mod renovations, decorating for coastal homes. And they really need to kind of relay to the world those things that they do really well, but online. We're all really busy. And when you meet someone one-to-one in person, these are people that have had great careers, are able to do that, sell someone on their work in maybe like 5 minutes. But online, if they're not getting found and they're not translating that same great information and their point of view, they're not going to be served up in the search engines. And a lot of that for AI, what I love is that you hear a lot of conversations saying SEO is dead, but it's really not. It's like the way you did it. And for us in the past, it wasn't about keyword stuffing, which keywords are important that are on your website. But it was more about, having a point of view. And now AI search really looks for the experts that are living online, that know a lot about something, that are helpful in providing that information on their websites and on social media. And they look at that holistic picture, and then that's how they serve you up in a search. So really, they just, they could take who they are and they have to translate it online, which takes a lot of effort, right? So
Yes.
a lot of the times some of them may even not know that they're specialized in something that people are looking for. So we go through that exercise in the beginning.
So, okay, let's go to that point of view, because I love that little piece of the puzzle. I mean, do you really think that everybody has a point of view or a story? And do they really even realize they have a point of view? I think
Yeah.
that's something that's not identified right away. What do you like?
Yeah.
And why is this like absence of not sharing your point of view so dangerous?
It's really selling yourself, right? People, when you're in the service industry, they want to work with people that they understand, that they relate to, that they resonate with. So when you're online and you're talking about, even if you say, well, I just do residential spaces, well, there's something that you do consistently about those spaces that solves a pain point or is a way that you work, or something maybe about your experience and your expertise that you bring to the table. I know someone else that was in advertising before design, someone who does kitchen and baths and has been doing it for many years. And now other designers come to her. So we built guides for other designers. So she's making passive income that way. So there's a lot of different ways that you could really kind of dig in. And I recommend someone kind of does that soul searching, looking at what you do consistently, solutions you provide consistently. Even if you're like, I do staging for new developments, and that's something you do over and over again, like what is that special thing you do for them? Like what problems are you solving? Is it accessibility? Is it the color palettes you use? There's always something special about what you do. It's just a matter of like digging deep. And then when they come to me, we could further talk that out. And then we go and we actually look at what people are searching for and how do they balance? Like, are they searching for what you do? And if that's the case, how can we write about it in a unique way that it gets found?
Because being excellent at what you do is really not enough to grow your business if people don't know what you're excellent at, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There's a group of designers that are accredited. It's called Science and Design. And then there's another group called Vacation Rental Designers.
Yep.
And I work with both those communities. And they are very good at helping designers who believe in what they do really stand out and individualize their services, talk to their clients. Like Science and Design, we have actually built for them a conversation guide for the designers who get accredited to teach their clients about neuroaesthetics and well-being and health in terms of design. So that's going to set them apart on their websites. And then collectively, they're raising the bar for like what they do and the way they talk about what they do.
And I think it's important that sometimes those accreditations, we just kind of put them by the side, right? Like
Yeah.
it's you kind of take it for granted that you've got that. But
And
yet you're
that's one of
saying
the things that's one of the things that AI looks at. They want to see that you have, accreditations, that you're reputable. And so any of that you worked really hard for, that should also be kind of, recognized and shown.
so. All right. So how do they decide what to focus on? Like, do you think
Again,
it's like the soul searching, or do you think there's a right answer? Because I hear a lot, I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And you probably do this with your clients too. When you coach them,
yes.
You really want to understand what's in their DNA, right? Like back to like, what are you doing often? What do you enjoy? I have one client that loves working with young families. So she may have a couple projects with them right now, but she's manifesting that. She's really putting that up forefront in her social media, how she's solving storage problems for them and how she's like helping them renovate first homes. And So really dig in what you're passionate about and what you do well. I mean, those are really the two things. And then you could build in those accreditations. Then you could grow
Mm-hmm.
your content. Then you could speak on panels and be known for something. And that doesn't mean that you, like the vacation rental designers, they do a lot of second homes, rental homes, but at the same time, they all do residential design. They could do a home,
Yep.
period. It doesn't need to be a vacation home. So you're just extending what you do and digging a little deeper.
Do you think there's a fear of niching down and fear of missing out on? I mean, this is what I see. Like they're like, okay, I work with young families, right?
Mm.
And first of all, I'm all into this niching down stuff, but I work with young families. And then, they're like, but I could help the single bachelor, the guy that's like the batch, right? So I see that push and pull, and they're making that, but they're avoiding, right? Creating that brand for themselves as someone who works with young families. So what do you think what's that costing
Yeah.
them?
Well, I would say if they're uncomfortable, dip their toes in. What do those things have in common? They're
Mm,
transitional. They're
okay.
transitional. It's people at a transition in life, right?
Yep.
So they can talk about that. Like we help you get through transition, recently divorced, bachelor, on their own now, empty nester, families. And then they could see if that, and then get more comfortable kind of drilling down even deeper. So that's could help with some of the hesitation, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So what's the commonality there?
Yeah, what's the
That's
commonality in all those things? But I highly
okay.
recommend, niching, but you could, dip your foot in, dip your toe in,
See what
and
dip
then
your
dip your
toe in.
foot in.
See, so okay. So where do you think people are wasting their time? Where do you think these business owners are what are they investing in that's actually kind of a waste of time? What do you think?
There's a panel I'm going to do at High Point
Oh,
actually on ditching the templates. I have
okay.
seen so many, not to say templates aren't great. Templates are great. We use templates. We have our clients use templates. But when you buy online a package of templates
Like, are you
and you
talking
don't
like a Canva template, like that kind of thing?
well, yeah, like there's
Or
sometimes a
a
lot of like
proposal template?
packets or yeah, or and you just don't understand the purpose. Or I think we all think that there's like, a magic pill, right? That we're going
Mhm.
to get this thing and it's going to save time and we're going to use AI now and it's going to write everything for us. I always say what they're missing is starting with who they are and what they want. AI and all these tools and templates are fabulous. But if you constantly chase the shiny object and think it's a solution and you don't dig deep and do the work, but really understand who you are and where you want to go, then how do you know what tool to use? So, I think that people get caught up in this like cycle of
Mhm.
trying new things constantly and not really excelling at something. Like for us, it started as digital marketing and being HubSpot agencies and really understanding how, what happened when someone came on a site and how you converted them to take an action. And like we became really good at that. And then we expanded to social media and other things. So it's really just understanding what you're good at and then how you can expand from there. And specialize doesn't mean something. Like you have to know something, right?
You have to know something. You totally do.
Yeah,
So
you
do you
have
think
to be.
the templates and the using AI, do you think it actually could overcomplicate things in a
Yeah, I
way?
mean, there's even studies now. Again, we're huge AI fans. I'm
Yep.
actually even working with someone who's pretty darn fabulous at helping very large companies like Microsoft figure out how to streamline their systems. And they're great. I mean, but if you don't have the processes in place and the people that understand how to tell the robots what to do,
Yeah.
they're not going to give you quality information. So, I think you just start with like identifying those things before you jump into any of those tools.
All right. So speaking of AI, tell us about Ultra Collective. Tell us about
Yes.
this. Yeah. Tell
So
us.
I have an app that, I've been slowly building and hoping to launch soon. I have an amazing developer who's been working with me. She went to Stevens Tech in Hoboken, New Jersey. And we have a small, mighty team, and it's a platform. It's kind of like the anti influencer platform. So
Ooh.
I worked with influencers with my brands throughout the years, right? I have my
Yeah.
own clients, they have brand partnerships. It's exciting because they create content that the brands need and the brands create awareness and exposure for the designers, right? And they give them legitimacy. So what I learned is there's this really complicated level of things you have to do. to pitch a brand to pitch a designer. And just having a database to search for one another is like not enough. And then I also realized I really didn't like when like someone would be kind of disregarded because of their follower count, right? But I
Right.
would have,
Yes. Because that's
yeah,
such a thing. It's such a
like
thing.
reach and engagement. Yes, that's
Yes.
important. That's part of my app. But really, what my app is doing, it's a profile with expertise first. So kind of
Okay.
like an ask the expert, but the brand can go on and they can dig deep into. I want someone that understands pool building. I want pool design. Someone that understands multi-generational family homes. You know, luxury yacht design. And they'll find those people, and those people can help those marketing teams at those companies with the products create assets. So marketing teams,
Mm,
what they lack sometimes is expertise. So that's why they look for partners. And a lot of the times they're highly focused on engagement when they're not as focused in creating the good content. But what does AI need?
content.
Content. It needs experts. So the platform is going to be a way for designers to really update their information in a dashboard, similar to LinkedIn, but with their projects, tagging brands, telling the story behind their projects, telling the story of who they are, uploading like a video, almost like a dating app, and then really digging into the expertise. And then the brands will be able to search it and match up and then pay them for their content as they would for anyone else, maybe writing a catalog or doing some videos. So it's a little different from influencers in terms of putting the expertise first versus the reach.
So interesting. So
Yeah.
actually, the app can kind of work both ways, though, too, right? If
Yeah.
you want to partner with, if you are an interior designer and you want to use the pool cover person, I'll talk about
Yeah.
pool covers, get
Yeah.
specific, right?
Yeah.
Like you could find that pool cover company that you could then feature in your content. It's like it's a
Yeah.
both way thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a both
It's
ways.
actually launching that way. So I love that you said
Okay.
that, Andrea. It's like it's launching that way.
Okay.
It's been the first because it does take a lot of money to build a platform, and
Yes.
I'm bootstrapping it myself
Okay.
actually. So sorry, college son. He's gonna,
Yes.
have to see half that money for college as he starts college and I start this project, right?
Right.
So, really, what they're going to be able to do is build their profile, the designer, and then eventually it'll be like a monthly membership. And then I will be generating pitches based on the inputs they put into the profile
Okay.
for them to pitch brands. So they'll be confident that they can send a brand to their profile, and that brand will get enough information to make a decision if they want to hire them to do create some content. And from the brand side, I have heard that they get, I want to work with you. It'd be great. And the brand's like, I don't know anything about you. Share more information. So they don't have to worry about compiling all that information or having their agency compile all their information. They can have their design assistant or they themselves can go in and update their profile and just share the link to that profile. And I also will have the ability to have a QR code on their phone or anything else to easily share. So if they're at an event and they see someone like Caesarstone, perhaps they can say, oh, check out my profile, and they'll be able to learn more about them.
So this kind of does go back to the importance of having a point of view or a
Yes.
niche, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's going to make you more attractive.
Yeah. And we actually have, and this is one thing that I've really been paying a lot of attention to in the platform. I am prompting them questions that then AI generates into a overview that they can edit. So they don't even have
Okay.
to think or write. They just have
Okay.
to, they do have to think because they have
Right.
to answer with their point of view, but then they could easily get the write up and then, edit it from there.
Okay. So interesting. You should be doing
Yeah.
this for all industries. Well, let's
Oh
just
my
start.
goodness.
Let's just start with
Done.
one for right now.
Let's hit the road, you and I. That's
Yes.
it.
That's
Build
it.
this one. I'm just
That's
trying
it.
to not have bugs. I'm actually going to be onboarding about 100 designers to start using the platform and report bugs and tell me what they like, what they would prefer to have. So all are welcome to reach out to me. I could give you a year of using it for free.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I will share that. We will put that
Yeah.
in the show notes. We'll put that in the
Yes.
show notes.
Yes.
So, okay. So as we wrap this up, I'm curious, like for that business owner out there that's listening who knows that she's under recognized, I'll call that, all right, under recognized. What do you think is the most important thing that she could do this week
Yeah.
to start closing what I'm going to call a visibility gap? What does she do first? What can versus what can wait? This is something that I've been struggling with myself. Like, what do I do first? What can
Yeah.
wait? I mean, this is a constant question in my brain.
Because you can't do it all, right? I
No,
know.
right. You're right. Exactly.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm in the same spot. Like, I know I have to redo my website, and how do I want to express who we are? Because we do work differently now because of AI, right?
Yeah.
So getting that language right, and like, what does that mean? Across everything, social. I mean, talking to
Yes.
you now, but if you talk to you, and then you wouldn't see me, so you have to get your footprint right. So I do have a checklist, which
Okay.
I had done, so they can use that. But first and foremost, if they really want to get across who they are, this sounds really easy, but it's the about page. It's also making sure the homepage, because the way that your site is scanned, says exactly who you serve, exactly what you do, and exactly where you work.
Okay.
Those three things on
Okay.
your homepage and your about page. So on your homepage, say exactly who you are, who you serve, and where you're located and what you do, right?
Yep.
That really helps. That should match what's on social media, and that should match what's in your Google business profile. That's the trifecta right there.
Okay.
Those
Ooh, the
three
Google business profile. I think some people forget about
huge,
that. They
huge.
they
Google
forget the
business
importance of that.
profile, your website, and your social media profiles should tell the same story. That is how AI is grabbing you and serving you up. And it's how the robots understand you're the same person across three. So you have to think of like your pieces that describe who you are as something that should be connected. If you're treating them separately with words, the robots aren't going to understand that it's the same person. So
Okay.
that would be my first thing.
Okay.
Who you
Um,
serve, what you do, and where you work. If I can add a second one that
yeah.
most
Tell
people
me.
do
Yeah. What's for week
not
2?
do,
What's week 2?
I'm going to give you week 2. If you have a physical location, you need to have that. It's called NAP. It's, again, another simple SEO strategy. In the footer of your website, it should be name, business, address, phone number. So, ultraviolet agency, our address, our phone number, and your email. And that should also match exactly what's on your contact page, should be written
Okay.
there, and your Google business profile. So remember NAP, NAP, name, address, phone number, the same in all those three. Again, telling the robots we're all the same person collectively. And then also embed your Google map onto your contact page. Embed it
Hmm.
on your page,
Okay.
because the map for a physical location is very important.
What if I mean, I think I'm speaking for myself, but I also think I'm speaking for you. What if you serve clients nationally? Like, it doesn't really
Um,
matter where you are.
No, that's fine because it's going to come through your language, but you're really just legitimizing yourself as a business. A
Okay.
physical location is important. If you do not have one, that's okay. I would
You
say
got
something
something.
like,
You have something.
yeah,
You are,
yeah,
yes.
located in New Jersey, serving across the nation, right? Like
Okay.
I work out of my home 90% of the time, but my business office, where I do spend some time, I pay a smaller fee because we're not always there. That's my physical address on Google that I've had for, oh geez, like 12 years.
Okay.
So, you know,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
those are the big ones.
All
Because
right.
if you're
That's
going to do
such good
anything,
info.
yeah,
Such good info. All right. Last question.
yeah.
What do you want women, I'm going to say women because that's mostly my audience here. What do you want women to believe is possible for them that they might not believe right now? And the reason I'm asking this is I always say you can't outwork disbelief. Like, you can't, nothing's going to work if you don't believe that it's actually possible. So,
Yeah.
what do you think they need to believe in this visibility game that they might not believe right now?
So for me, there's a lot of manifestation, right? There's what do you want? What are you passionate about, right? For
Yep.
me, with Ultra Collective, I was passionate about solving a problem. I wasn't a technologist. I coding, all of that. But what did I do? I taught myself enough to know and be able to talk to my developer, which empowered me. So
Mm,
I took the blocks of time to learn enough and listen to podcasts and did enough of what I needed to know to have conversations with people to build this thing I was passionate about. So I say to someone, if you're passionate about something and it feels out of reach, learn enough, and then you can hire the experts to help you, but learn enough to understand what you want and how to bring your vision to life. On a personal level,
Yes.
I really recommend, while you're doing all of this and building your business and changing your life in the world, do something that you're personally passionate about. I myself, I do martial arts, I do boxing. I help women with self-defense to be able to feel confident when they walk down the street. So fill your life with things you love. In addition to that, it could just be work, but also you need to have a release.
You
So
totally
that
do.
release will help you. Yeah.
How do you be a mom because I know you're a mom and a wife and a business owner all at the same time? Do you have any great
Yeah.
advice on that?
It's wackadoodle, so don't let anybody tell you it's not. My son just turned 18. Life got easier. It doesn't mean you're less stressed because I
No,
feel
it
like
does not. I would attest to that
yeah,
100%.
it's like toddler years and teenagers kind of have the same problems, just different situations.
Mhm.
But really, when they were little, it was very hard. You need a lot of help and you need to get yourself a break. Like you need to tell yourself it's okay. You can be a great mom and work 9 to 5, because for me, it was about, okay, I may work 9 to 5, but I'm going to make a big deal for my child about those times we're together. So my son still talks about something I call little times.
Uh-huh.
We would go to a playground or we'd get ice cream, and my guilt went away because I was like, okay, he's looking forward to little time. I can't give him 12 hours a day. I'm not full time. I didn't have the luxury of being able to be home full time. And even if those that are full time, I'm sure you're not with you're working, you're a at-home mom, you're not with your kid full time, you're doing things.
Right.
So, figure it out. Just give yourself a break. Say it's okay and fit it in where you can and make it really special. Like make that time really special.
And it's cool that he still remembers the little time.
He does.
Right?
He asked me to go get ice with him yesterday.
Ah.
And it was like, it's his habit now that like mom and I do something. So
Isn't that cool?
yeah, it's so cool.
That's so
It's
cool.
so cool.
Is he a senior in high school this year? Is he going?
Yeah, he
Okay.
is. He's a senior. He just turned 18. It's insane. It's crazy. So
Yes.
are you?
I say little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fortunate he's a great kid, but still you stress. As soon as you see them leaving the car, it's a whole nother worry, right?
It is. I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah.
Well, this has been super fun and so clarifying too. Like you've really cleared up a lot of questions I think people have out there.
Good. And I don't have all the answers. I know that. So.
No, but you know what? You don't have to know all the answers either.
Yeah,
and
no.
you don't even have to figure them out if they're not important. That's what I always like to say too. Like,
I love that.
I'll find out. Do you really have to find out? Is this really important? So that's good too.
I love that.
Where can people find you though? We're going to put all of this in the show notes, but tell them if they're driving, they can.
Yeah. I'm on LinkedIn, probably the best place to find me, Jennifer Smiga.
Okay.
And then feel free to connect with me on Instagram if you want to follow a little bit of work, a little bit of crazy, a little bit of everything. But and then also Ultraviolet Agency has its own Instagram. But the LinkedIn, if you want to professionally connect, I see a lot more designers getting on LinkedIn. It's really great to see because I think it's good for them to be visible now because the brands are watching. So it's nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much. Here's what I want you to sit with after this conversation. You are not stuck because you need more marketing. You're stuck because your message isn't doing its job. Clarity is what turns effort into growth. So before you create anything else, ask yourself this. If someone landed on my business today, would they immediately understand why I matter and why they should work with me? If not, that's your work. Hey, listeners, before we wrap up today, I have a quick update. Over the next few months, I'm shifting my focus and pouring my creative energy into developing some brand new deep dive workshops designed specifically to help you level up. And because I'll be heads down in creation mode, you might not see me in your podcast feed quite as frequently as usual. However, I want to make sure you're the first to get an invite to these sessions when they launch. The best way to stay connected and secure your spot is to join my email list. Are you on it yet? If not, just click the link in the show notes or head over to andrealibros.com/contact. That's andrealibros.com/contact. I am excited for what's to come, and I can't wait to see you soon, either back here in your ears or face to face on Zoom. Until then, keep thinking big.